Welcome back to a new episode of Life in Pictures podcast. This week we have two very special guests. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I'm Olivia.
And I'm Colin.
And this week we're going to be talking about the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Dude.
All right, so we all went to go see this movie last night. Which was Friday, April 14th, which also happens to be my birthday.
Woo!
So we all went out to see this movie, and I really love this movie. As you might remember from our Sonic the Hedgehog 2 podcast episode, I am an avid video gamer. My kids play video games as well. And I thought this was kind of a lot of the same or similar experience to the Sonic movies, where it was really cool to just to share this with my kids, something that I played, 30 plus years ago. And not even just that, but like all the way up through now, because Mario's been an evolving series since, the early 80s, at least for me anyway. I don't know, possibly even before that. So I really enjoyed that. So we decided we were going to go see that, as did a lot of other people, and we wanted to talk about it. So some things about this movie. It was released on April 5th of this year. Right now it's only available in theaters. Most likely when it comes to streaming, it will be available on Peacock. This is a Universal/Illumination movie. And Peacock and Universal are owned by NBC, or they're at least affiliated with NBC. I'm not sure who owns who, but there's definitely a partnership there. According to iTunes, they have a date of May 9th listed for when you might be able to buy it or /rent it. So judging by that, it looks like you might be able to rent or buy it digitally next month, but I haven't seen anything confirmed for dates on that yet.
It also hasn't been denied.
Yeah, we cannot confirm or deny. It looks like it might be May 9th, but it also might not be. Why don't we go ahead and talk about how well this movie's doing?
Yeah. Okay, so this movie made $80 million this weekend. For the U.S., it has made a total of $300 million for a very short time that it's been out. And worldwide, it's made $600 million. It also beat Frozen 2 for biggest animated movie debut. And it beat Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania for biggest opening weekend of 2023. And it had a $100 million budget.
So it definitely looks like it has made its money back, and I'm pretty sure we will be getting sequels based off of these numbers, which is a good thing, because I thought this movie was great. So one thing I wanted to talk about was I recently joined Regal Unlimited, and this is another thing where they're not paying me to say this, because this podcast isn't that successful yet.
We're not opposed to you paying us to say this.
If they want to pay us, I will let them. But Regal Unlimited is really great. You can pay, I think it's $23 a month, and you can see as many movies as you want, as many times as you want, which is actually a pretty decent deal, because it's $23. And I mean, a ticket to a movie now is like $15 anyway. So I mean, if you go twice, then you're coming out ahead. You get discounts on concessions. You get discounts on the service fees if you book the tickets in the app. And also, you get extra perks that you don't get with their Regal Crown Club card. One of them was like, for example, we went on my birthday yesterday. And on your birthday, if you just have the Regal Crown Club, which is free, they give you a free small popcorn. If you have unlimited, they give you a small popcorn and a soda. So I don't know if you've been to the movies lately, but those concessions aren't necessarily cheap. So when you factor out when I factored out the cost of what the ticket would have cost me and the popcorn and the soda, that would have been more than what I paid for the unlimited membership for this month. So it's a pretty good deal. If you have the time to go out to the movies a few times a month and if you're listening to this podcast, I'd venture to say you probably like movies. You might want to check into that. Kind of neat. And also another thing we always like to say on this podcast.
Spoilers ahead.
Spoiler alert.
Do not
Spoiler alert.
Do not continue watching if you do not want spoilers. If you haven't seen the movie, if you have time and the money, go see it before you listen to this episode.
Yes.
Yeah, because it is really good and I really like it.
So we're going to be talking about this movie as if you've already seen it. We've already seen it, and at this point we're just talking about things that have happened in it. So if you haven't seen it and you don't want to know what happens, go see it and then come back and listen. Or if you don't care, then keep listening. But fair warning, there are spoilers. Now that being said, I guess it's kind of time for us to move on to our impressions of the movie. One thing I really liked about this movie was that it seemed like it was really made for the fans. I mean, obviously it's made for the fans, but like you could tell they really put a lot of effort into keeping it authentic. And there were a lot of really cool Easter eggs in there. And I felt like every, couple of minutes I was noticing something else and pointing it out. And my wife wasn't as enthusiastic about that as I was, but I thought it was pretty cool. So I'm going to just name some of these Easter eggs that we found, and we'll talk about them. So one of the earliest ones I remember was there's a scene where they're in a pizzeria, and I don't think it initially shows you the name of the pizzeria, but the first thing I noticed was in the background, they had a picture on the wall that looked like Glass Joe from Punch-Out! And then, of course, I leaned over to my wife and said, "Is that Glass Joe?" And she's like, "I don't know who Glass Joe is." So I was like, all right, never mind. And I noticed they had all of these other pictures on the wall. And then I noticed Little Mac was on the wall. And I said, that is Punch-Out! It's Punch-Out Pizzeria. Later on, you find out that the name of the place is Punch-Out Pizzeria. Which Punch-Out is another one of my favorite games. So I thought that was really cool. Yeah. There was... I also noticed that one of the restaurants in downtown Brooklyn, or maybe just Brooklyn in general, I don't know, it had the duck from Duck Hunt on the sign. I don't remember what the name of that restaurant was, but I thought that was pretty cool. Duck Hunt Cafe. There you go.
Another Easter egg I noticed is that there is a dude next to Mario and Luigi when they're watching their commercial in Punch-Out Pizzeria. And he's playing a game called Jumpman, which is also the original Donkey Kong, the original game where Mario first appeared. And also, the guy that is playing that game is voiced by Charles Martinet. Charles Martinet also voices his dad. If you don't know who that is, he voiced Mario in the games.
That was a good Easter egg. There's a scene where they get their first plumbing job, and the owner of the house's dog kind of gives them trouble. Now, Colin and I are kind of debating this. I think it's the dog from Duck Hunt.
It's not.
Because they have a picture of the Duck Hunt dog up in their house. And I don't really feel like they would just have a random picture of a dog. He thinks it's not that dog. So I don't know. Maybe it's not. I think it is.
I'm just like, I have to basically pick a team here. Duck Hunt or not Duck Hunt. It's confusing.
Anyway.
What do you think it is, Livy?
It's your... I don't know.
Do you think it's the dog from Duck Hunt or not?
Well, I don't... I haven't played Duck Hunt in a while. I don't even know what that is. Also, I don't know.
All right. Well, I guess we'll leave it up to you guys to decide. I think it is. They think it's not. Or she thinks... She doesn't know.
Yeah.
When they get the call for that first job, Luigi's ringtone is the GameCube startup sound, which was pretty cool. I thought that was a cool Easter egg. Bowser steals Power Star, which I think is the invincibility star. It turns out it is towards the end of the movie, but at first I thought it was a Power Star from Mario 64 because it looks like that. So that was pretty neat. There's a scene where they have Bowser imprisons a bunch of his enemies, Luigi being one of them. And in the prison, there's a Luma Lee from Super Mario Galaxy, which was pretty cool.
Some of the Easter eggs I enjoyed were when Luigi first, visits the Dark World, I guess is what you could say. The woods, or the trees, in the Dark Lands are the trees from the original Luigi's Mansion on the GameCube. And I'm a big Luigi's Mansion fan, so I really like that. Another reference that I really liked, in the Mushroom Kingdom, when Mario is running around all these Toad citizens, you can see a store called Crazy Cap, and that store is from Mario Odyssey, and that is like one of my favorite Mario games, so I really enjoyed finding that.
Yeah, it was really cool to see Bowser having his he wants to get married to Peach, so he has this kind of wedding hat and outfit, which is an amiibo that they made, which is also part of the storyline of Mario Odyssey, which was cool to see that play out. Mario, before they got sucked into the Mushroom Kingdom and the Dark World, he was kind of sad that, his plumbing business wasn't really taking off, and he was playing Kid Icarus on a Nintendo Entertainment System, the original NES, which was pretty neat. One of the ways, before they get sucked into the Mushroom Kingdom and the Dark World, there's a flood in Brooklyn, and the mayor is asking for help saving the city, and the mayor of Brooklyn was the mayor of New Donk City in Mario Odyssey, and also the girl that got kidnapped in the original Donkey Kong. And speaking of Donkey Kong, another cool Easter egg was when they go to the jungle to get help from Donkey Kong and his army, they have a battle because they don't want to help him. So they say, well, if Mario can beat Donkey Kong, then we'll help you. And the way that they introduce Donkey Kong is they do the rap song from the Donkey Kong 64.
DK! Donkey Kong!
So that was pretty cool. There's all kinds of little references to the games throughout the movie. There's actually, I'm pretty sure it was the eel from Mario 64, where Mario and Donkey Kong end up getting swallowed by this eel. And that was pretty cool. And I don't remember if this was in the credits or if this was like when they got swallowed under the sea, but they also played the music from the the underwater levels in Mario. One other thing they did was they played the Super Mario Brothers Super Show theme song for their plumbing commercial. So if you are not familiar with that, back in the probably late 80s, maybe early 90s, there was a show on TV called the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. And Captain Lou Albano from the WWF at the time played Mario in the live action portion of the show before the animated portion. And so the theme song from that is their theme song in their plumbing commercial, which I appreciated. There's a character called Spike who was a foreman in this movie, and I guess they quit his team to form the Mario Brothers plumbing company. And it turns out that there actually was a game on the Nintendo called Wrecking Crew where Spike was a foreman and they were in that game. So I guess that kind of lines up in the movie where they left to make their own company. And Olivia had another scene she wanted to talk about.
So I have a scene that is one of my favorites. It's where in the jungle, the monkeys are all cheering, and then one of the monkeys has silence, and then Diddy Kong is still cheering, and then he says, "That means you, Diddy Kong." So that was one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah, a little Diddy Kong cameo.
Yeah.
Oh, I know another Easter egg that's kind of cool. It's not really, I mean, I guess it's in the movie too, but Colin found this before the movie came out, is that in the commercial they have a phone number you can call, and if you actually call that phone number, there's a recorded message from Luigi. And do we have that number?
I do. Let me go get it.
Okay, we'll get that number for you, and we'll say it later in the show. But that's a pretty cool Easter egg. So let's see. Oh, I guess maybe we might have it now. All right. So the number you can call if you want to hear this message from Luigi about Super Mario Brothers plumbing. How do you do it?
You go to your keypad or whatever you have.
Actually, matter of fact, why don't we also call it up and play it for him?
Yeah.
Okay. I will call it first.
Tell him what the number is.
I will tell you after the call.
Thank you for calling Super Mario Brothers Plumbing. It's me, Luigi. If you need service, please text us at the same number you just called, 92955 Mario. That's 929-556-2746. Message us about any issues wherever you live, house, condo, mansion, and we'll be sure to text you back right away, because at Super Mario Brothers Plumbing, we don't say let's wait, we say let's go. Oh, and check our website, smbplumbing.com. We're still working on it, so more updates to come. Bye-bye.
Well, there you go. There's Luigi's giving you the number himself. That's a really cool Easter egg. You know, sometimes you see numbers in movies and they don't do anything, and that's just like an extra level to the movie. I really like that. Oh, I know. One thing we saw, we went to Universal this past, I guess, a couple weekends ago, and they have the Super Mario Brothers van out on City Walk there in front of the movie theater. So if you're in the Orlando area, you're going there, and you want to drop by City Walk, you can take your picture in front of the Mario van. So, okay, so there's some Easter eggs. Maybe we should just give them a quick rundown of the plot of the movie. Just, you know, I guess you maybe have seen it if you're listening to this, but if you're one of those people that didn't care about spoilers and you haven't seen it yet and you're still listening, we'll give you a little rundown. So, let's see. This movie starts out where Mario and Luigi they're trying to start up a new plumbing company and they're not having a lot of success. And then Brooklyn gets flooded and they go to try to help. They get sucked into this pipe and into another world. Well, actually, before that, Bowser has stolen a Power Star from penguins in the Ice World, or I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was Ice World.
I think it's the same penguins from Mario 64. So there's kind of two concurrent storylines happening, and so then that happens. They go to the Mushroom Kingdom, and then Mario gets sucked into the Mushroom Kingdom. Luigi gets sucked into like the Dark World or Dark Lands or something like that, and he gets kind of kidnapped by Bowser. Mario gets discovered by Toad, and he meets up with the princess. And she kind of shows them how things work in the Mushroom Kingdom. And then they decide that they're going to save Luigi from Bowser. Now, Bowser just wants to marry Peach. He doesn't really have any intention of harming her. He steals the Power Star to try to impress her. But she doesn't know that. So when they finally meet, she's disgusted by him. And he just wants to try to make her marry him. Which she wants nothing to do with. So they end up kind of fighting Bowser. They win. They save the day. Everybody's happy. The end. Now, obviously, that's like kind of an oversimplified synopsis, but two things. You've probably already seen the movie or you're going to see the movie, so you'll fill in the blanks. Either you will have already had the blanks filled in or you'll go fill them in when you see the movie. So that being said, I'm going to go with our favorite scenes now. My favorite scenes, like I was saying before, that Punch-Out Pizzeria was really cool. I liked seeing the Mushroom Kingdom. I thought that was really cool. It's another one of those things, like seeing this world that you've really only seen in a video game before. And I guess you're not really seeing it for real, but you're seeing it in a different medium. Like it's part of an active story where you don't have to you can sit back and watch the story. You don't have to play it, you know. I liked the first time when they set up one of those obstacle courses and Peach was explaining to Mario, like, if you eat this mushroom, you'll get bigger and you can withstand more damage, and here's how you get power-ups, and here's how the different obstacles work and stuff. And I thought it was really cool that when Mario ran the course the first time, they played the song Hero. I want to say it's by Bonnie Tyler. I'm not sure what her name is. But every time I hear that song, it makes me think of Short Circuit 2, where the robot, they're playing it while he's chasing down the bad guys after they've kind of tried to shut him down. And so I thought that was pretty neat. I enjoyed Peach using the Fire Flower when they went on their journey to find Bowser, and just kind of the power-ups in general was pretty cool, because like when they're having the battle between Mario and Donkey Kong and he gets that blue mushroom, and I was like, oh no, the blue one's going to make you small. You know, I don't know if that was like immediately evident to that many people in the theater, but then he took it and he got small, and it was like, oh, this didn't do what I thought it was going to do. Seeing some of the enemies that you've been used to fighting in the games, like Dry Bones, that the turtle that falls apart when you jump on it, and, you know, Luigi had kicked it or something and it fell apart, and I'm like, it's gonna come back, and then it came back and he was still running from it, and just some of the other enemies, it was just kind of neat to see them. I enjoyed just like they had some adaptations of the music from the different games, and they were kind of done up in a more fancy way with like a symphony orchestra and things like that. I thought were pretty neat. And I enjoyed that Donkey Kong battle scene. That was really cool, because Donkey Kong Country is another favorite series of mine, and it was cool to see like the jungle environment and his, you know, house and all of that kind of stuff. Cranky Kong was there. Diddy Kong was there. Cranky Kong's voice was not how I would have imagined it to be. And I guess for that matter, Donkey Kong's wasn't either. I think Donkey Kong was Seth Rogen. It was. So, I mean, not that it was bad. It was just, you know, different than I would have thought. Charlie Day, I believe, plays Luigi. Chris Pratt is Mario. I'm not sure who plays the other people. I think Keegan-Michael Key is Toad. Yeah. Oh, Jack Black is Bowser. I knew that. Yeah. So, I mean, it's still a pretty great movie. Overall, I don't really have anything bad to say about this. So those were my favorite scenes. What do you guys think? What were your favorites, Colin?
Well, my favorites were Peach and Bowser's, like, quote-unquote wedding storyline, because I'm a big Odyssey fan, and that's like part of the main story of Odyssey is you gotta stop Bowser from marrying Peach. Another one of my favorite scenes was Rainbow Road, because I used to play Mario Kart a lot, and I like Mario Kart. My third favorite scene was probably when Luigi goes to the Dark World because of Luigi's Mansion Woods. As I mentioned earlier, I really like Luigi's Mansion. Bowser, when they spin Bowser in Brooklyn to defeat him by his tail, it reminded me of the 64 boss fight. And I just remember in 64 when Mario threw Bowser, he would say, "So long, gay Bowser," and I thought it was funny. And those are my favorite scenes.
Oh, I know some other Easter eggs we missed. At the wedding, there were like different bosses. Like King Boo was there. And the King Babom, or King Bomb, I don't remember what his name is, but he's the first boss in Mario 64. And I think there were a few others there. It was kind of cool to see. All right, well, what were some of your favorite scenes, Olivia?
Some of my favorite scenes were in the Donkey Kong battle. He grabs this, like, I don't know, like a power-up, and then like, he licks his like hands, and then he's just like, "Oh, what? I'm a cat."
So that power-up's from Super Mario 3D World.
Okay. / 3D Land.
And another one of my favorite scenes, like Colin's, it was the Rainbow Road, because I really like playing Mario Kart. I will kick your butt in it, so be aware. Also, another one of my favorite scenes is where the Toads in the beginning, one of them says, "Look at us, we're adorable." And then another one of my favorite scenes is when they did the rap from Donkey Kong 64.
Donkey Kong!
And also another one of my favorite scenes is underwater world. Because for me, if you heard the Sonic 2 episode that we did, you probably know that there's underwater scenes, and there's another scene in the Mario movie, so that's like a similarity. And also, Bowser sings a song called Peaches. Peaches, 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 peaches. So that's one of my favorite scenes.
All right, so those are all of our favorite scenes. Let's see if we can try to figure out all of the different Mario games that they reference. So, Super Mario Brothers.
Galaxy.
Well, let's just go in order.
Okay.
I think they did 2 and 3. Super Mario World, I think they had some of the music from that. Oh, another thing I really liked was like when Peach did the course before Mario. I was just thinking like, oh, when is she gonna float or whatever? And then like when she was coming back down, like she had used her dress as like a parachute. I was like, I guess that's her floating. But I used to always, and I still do, pick the princess when I'm playing Mario 2, because you always get that little extra time to float when you're jumping, and it always helped me out. So let's see. After Mario World, then what? 64. They covered that. They covered. Did they have stuff from Sunshine?
They had a restaurant that said like Sunshine Cafe, and it had like the equivalent of stars from 64, and they looked like sunshines.
Okay. Okay. So now we're up through the GameCube. What's after the GameCube? The Wii, I guess. So the Galaxy. Luigi's Mansion on GameCube was also there.
If there's Odyssey, then Odyssey, because...
Yeah, they had references from Odyssey on the Switch, but they also had references to 3D World, which is on Switch now, but originally was on the Wii U. I guess maybe that's it. Any more that you can think of?
They had a song from Bowser's Fury.
Okay. So yeah, there's a whole lot of Easter eggs in there and a lot of references, and we probably, I'm sure if we watch it again, we'll see more. I mean, it's probably one of those movies where like you could probably watch it several times and find something new every time. It was really well done.
Foreshadowing.
So if you haven't seen this movie yet, you probably won't be listening this long into the show, but you should go see it. Or if you have seen it, tell your friends about it. It's a really good movie.
See it!
Definitely worth your time. So that being said, I guess that pretty well covers everything that we wanted to cover. I guess we'll go ahead and just kind of plug our socials again. If you hear something on the show that you want to comment on, or you want to interact with us, or you have suggestions or questions or anything like that, you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at Life in Pics Pod, on Facebook, Life in Pictures Podcast. Or if you're the type of person that doesn't want to use Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or any of those, you can email us at lifeinpicturespodcast@gmail.com.
So if I had to say that our family members are Mario characters, here's my style. So, number 1, Colin is Donkey Kong. Number 2, Dad, you're like, you're nice, like really nice, but like strong. I would also agree you as Donkey Kong.
Can have 2 Donkey Kongs.
Whatever. I would agree Mom as Princess Peach, because she is the queen of this house. And for me, I would agree. I'm like half Luigi, half Mario.
No, you're Luigi.
Nah,
She is
nah,
Luigi.
nah. I'm not that scared.
She, besides being scared, she is fully Luigi.
Okay, well, on that note, that's about all we got to say about this movie. So thanks for listening, and we hope you've enjoyed the show. We'll see you next time.
Bye.